Trading the foreign exchange market carries high risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Trading on margin, utilizing leverage can carry an even higher level of risk that can lead to a complete loss of investment funds. So before deciding to trade the foreign exchange market or using any of our software alert products, you should carefully and diligently consider your personal investment objectives, level of experience, and risk tolerance. There is a possibility that you could potentially sustain significant loss. You should not invest any capital or trade that you cannot afford to lose. It is your responsibility to be aware of and understand all risks associated with foreign exchange trading and to seek professional advice from an independent certified financial advisor if you have any doubts. Auvoria Prime does not exercise trading authority over your trades. You and you alone exercise discretionary trading authority over every trade.
So we're gonna do like we always do on Sunday nights, but we're just gonna do it tonight, and that is to walk you guys through setup for everyone that is brand new to utilizing AIRO. All right. Everyone is brand new to using AIRO. So let me get out of here. All right. So first things first, let me log into my AIRO on my computer, onto Auvoria Prime real quick. All right, let me share my account. So when you guys first get set up, if you have not set up yet, first thing you do is when you log into your Auvoria Prime account, your back office, you need to click on these three little icons right here, three lines, come down here, select AP Marketplace. It'll open up these here, select Switch Tools, and that brings you to the screen right here. If it does not say you have a bronze, silver, gold, platinum pass, and then I'll show your tools here, you need to select your tool. If you're on this call, you need to select AIRO. All right. This is the box, the software box for AIRO. All right. Once you selected that, if you have not and you select it now, it's going to take about 30 minutes to an hour before your VPS gets set up. All right. So you have to wait. So make sure you take some notes or you just go back and watch this recording. All right. If you have already selected this, then you need to do is select Launch VPS. Bring you to this screen. You want to come in here and go to your VPS accounts, select the drop down, select access pass that you have there. You want to save this password right here, copy and paste that. All right, and you want to come here and select connect to your VPS. Now, before I connect, if you ever hear anybody say reset or reboot your VPS, you just come to the same screen. Here it is, reboot your VPS. Also, it is highly recommended that you do not log into your VPS through the actual website, through the Auvoria Prime website. All right, just due to the level of complexity and then the actual user experience. The user experience is better under the remote desktop connection. So if you have a Mac computer, you need to download the Microsoft Remote Desktop app and log in there. Because if you select here, it'll give you your username, your IP, and your password. All right. Username, IP, and password. All right. I don't care about showing mine because mine doesn't have, when you go to my VPS, I'm only logged into my demo account. I'm not logged into any real money account. So if anybody ever logged into mine, doesn't bother me any. I can just always change it if I need to. All right. So do not show anybody this. I am showing it to you for demonstration purposes, but do not show anybody this username, IP, and password if you do not trust them. All right. You need to protect these here. But this is what you're going to need to log into your remote desktop, to your VPS via the remote desktop app. All right. When you log in there, you have a bigger screen. It'll be just a better overall user experience. I'm going to show you both sides. That way you know how to do both sides. So before we go to the remote desktop, you want to go to connect your VPS. All right. When you go to connect your VPS, give it a second here. You see this here in the top right hand. You need to hit send, Control Alt Delete. All right. Hit that. This comes up here. Then come in here to the white box here, and you need to paste your password there. All right. And then it'll show the password here. You select OK. I've already logged in. But once you paste your password, you saw it right there. It said sent your passwords. Let's try to do that again. All right. Text was sent to the VM. All right. That means, as you'll see it, there'll be a white bar right here with your password showing. All right. You select OK or a little arrow button, and then it will take you into your account. So right here, all right, let me come in here, paste, boom. See that there? Hit the arrow. I am now logged into my VPS via the website. All right. Oh, I am logged into my live account. That ain't good. Let me log out of that. All right, there we go. So this is what it looked like when you first log in. All right. Whether you are in your remote desktop or you're in your VPS, does your screen look like? First thing you want to do is you can just close all the screens you have showing. All right. You then want to select. You want to select. There's an icon right here. As if you don't see any of these icons here, first thing you want to do is go to View. Come down to Toolbars. Make sure all four of these have a check mark. Just check them. Go ahead and select them and make sure there's a check mark next to all four. Then come back and make sure there's a check mark next to these two here. That way you get all of the menu bars showing up here at the top. When you do that, you're good to go. Now you want to do is come right here underneath File, little white box with a green plus sign says create a new chart. Just select any chart so you can get set up. It'll bring a chart up. Open that chart up. All right. And there's two things you want to do. First thing you want to do is set up the default settings. All right, so to do so, we're going to right click on the black of the screen to get this menu here, menu screen. Go down to properties, select properties. We're going to go to colors first. All right, first one's going to be, the background is going to be black, foreground white. The grid is going to be white. Bar up, line, bar down. Select on that, make it red. Bull candle, make it lime. Bear candle, make it red. Then come to common. Make sure you have chart shift. Change bar chart to candlesticks. Select both of those. You want to have all four of these showing, or all three. Turn off grid. Show grid needs to be unchecked. All right. I may go a little fast, so come back here, take a screenshot or a picture of this so that you can put these settings in if you haven't got to the screen. All right. And then take a screenshot or a picture of these settings here. All right. Now, when you're done, you select OK. Bada bing, bada boom, there is your chart. Now, your default chart is set up. All right. Default chart is set up. There we go. Default chart is set up. Now, to save the default chart, come to this last icon down here. Look like a little white piece of paper looking thing with squiggly lines on it. It's called a template. All right, you want to select that. Oh, there goes BTC. He's trying to move up. All right, so what you want to do here is you want to select templates, save template. You get this error message, that's fine, select OK. And then you want to save it as default. Just type in default and then hit save and you'll, all right, you see I already have mine saved, so I'm not going to save it again. Type in default, hit save. All right, and when you've done that, let's go open up another chart. All right, we're going to open up another chart. Here's another chart. Now we can come up here, select templates again, load template, and select default and open. All right. And bada bing, bada boom, there it is. All right. That's how you say your default template. All right. Now, once you say your default template, next thing you want to do is you want to select the navigator here. If you guys have any questions, we don't do raise hand. You need to type the questions in the Q&A box, and I'll get to those when I get a chance here. All right, you're right. In the meantime, just follow along for all the beginners. This is a beginner. We're following along for those who need it. All right. Next, to add the software on, you want to select underneath charts. There's a yellow or gold folder with a gold star. That is the navigator. You select navigator. You get this pop up here. Next to indicators, there's a plus sign. Hit the plus sign, and you get the pop up of all the indicators here. All right. Once you've done that, you want to select AIRO V3.1. All right. Double click on that one. You see AIRO V3.1. You go to common. You want to make sure both of these are selected. Go to inputs. All right. You want to make sure that you have the true and true on your desktop alerts. To change that, you just double click on it, hit the drop down to hit true. They should already come default like this. Now, money zone. You need to convert your broker's time frame into the same time frame as 12 a.m. Central Standard Time to 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. So for the broker I use, and for demonstration purposes here, I'm using the Hugo's Way. I don't trade with them anymore, but I use Envy as a broker I use. If you, again, I can't recommend any brokers. If you need a recommendation or want to know why I use certain brokers that I use, send me a direct message on Telegram or on Instagram. I'll let you know the brokers that I utilize and why, but I can't publicly tell you why and who to recommend on a live call. All right. So, if you need to know who I use and why, send me a message. All right. For the brokers I use though, 0800 to 2000, it's in military time. 0800 to 2000 is the the beginning of the money zone and the end of the money zone for the broker that I utilize. All right. Now, what is the money zone? We'll go over that, but that is very important. And as you see there, boom. Now that I've set it up, now everything pops up on the chart. AIRO is now officially on the chart. All right. AIRO is officially on the chart. All right, just like that. All right. Now that we have it on the chart, as you can see here, it is 9:23. All right. So your money zone will start in 2 hours and 37 minutes. So 2 hours and 37 minutes from here, and you click here. If you click here, I'm gonna use this horizontal, this vertical line right here, and put it on this. All right. So the vertical line is on this candlestick right here. As you guys can see here, this one says 0515. 0515. So when we get to here, the start of the money zone, you see it says 0800. 0800. That is the start of the money zone. So in 2 hours and 36 minutes, or a total of 10 candles, if you're on a 15-minute chart, 10 candles from now, we start the money zone. So whatever 2 hours and 36 minutes is from now is what time you should be setting your money zone for. All right. All right. All right. Give me 1 second here, guys. Get this set up. All right, let's go to the next setup here real quick. All right, so once you've got that set up, now next, you're good, man. That's for most of that's how you set up your charts. Now you're good to go. All right, now you're good to go. That is a quick and dirty way to set up your charts. All right, quick and dirty way to set up your charts. All right, once you've done that, you do the same thing again, what you did with the other with the other template, the default template. Now you want to save an AIRO template. So now you want to come in here, go back to templates, select save template, select OK, go through the restrictions. All right, and save AIRO template. So we will, this is a new version, so I'm gonna call it AIRO v3.1, and I'm gonna hit save. All right, so if I open up a new chart, I can come here, I can go to load template. Let me delete this old one here. Delete. AIRO v3.1, open. And there it is. Just like that. Makes it easy in putting it back onto the chart. All right, makes it very easy putting it back onto the chart. All right, so now we got that set up there. I'm going to show you how to do the same thing now on the VPS. So through the remote desktop. All right, let me see if we got any questions real quick. Yes, AIRO works for stocks. Yes, if your broker offers stocks. If they do not, then you should find a broker that does. All right. So if you want to use AIRO for stocks, you can. You just need to make sure that your broker offers stocks. All right. No, you're supposed to trade during the time that you want to trade. You want to trade inside the money zone. Do not get caught up in the time zones, guys. 12 a.m. Central Standard Time to 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. Whatever that you evaluates to in your time zone, wherever you live at, that's the time you want to trade. And we'll talk about why here in a minute. Actually, we'll talk about it now. Let me go ahead and pull it up the chart so we can talk about it, about why that is important. So we'll talk about a couple of things, guys. Let's talk about a couple of things here. Number one, we'll just go through AIRO right quick so you guys understand what you're looking at for those who are beginners. So AIRO is a visual aided software that allows you to visually see where price may be going, and its trend and all that, and give you with the arrows an idea of when to get into the market. All right, that's what the software does. So as you can see here, you have what? You have green zones and red zones. All right, the green zones are what we call support or the floor. All right, so you can see here, when you drop a ball on the floor, it does what? It hits the floor and it bounces off. So when price comes down and touches the floor, it bounces off. Hits the floor, it bounces off. The ceiling, when I throw anything up at the ceiling, if I throw the same ball at the ceiling, it's going to do what? It's going to hit the ceiling and bounce off. So you see here, price hit the ceiling, bounced off. Price hit the ceiling, it bounced off. Price hit the ceiling, it bounced off. That's all price does all day long. It bounces like a ping pong ball off the ceiling and the floor. All right. And so this software will just show you where the ceiling and floor is at. All right. Now, next is you see that the candlesticks are mainly green and red instead of green and red, like, offset, like you'd see if you were on the default chart. So on the default chart, let me show you the default chart real quick. Load template, go to default chart, open. See it's green, red, green, red, green, red, green, red. All right. Come back, load template, put AIRO v3.1 on, open, and you see it's mainly green or it's mainly red. All right, there's software coded in there to help you identify the overall trend. So if it's green, as you can see, it's going to be above the blue line most of the time, and it's going to be green and it's going to be heading up. If it's red, that means it's most likely in a downtrend. It's going to most of the time be below the blue line and headed down. That is just visual, software there to help you visually understand and see where the market is going. It's trending up. All right. Next, you got the blue line. This is a moving average. All it helps you to do is identify the overall trend. If the candlesticks or price is above the blue line, it's in a buy trend. If it's below the blue line, it's in a sell trend. All right. Next is the shaded area, which is what we were talking about. That is the money zone. Now, as you guys may or may not know, the foreign exchange market, there's almost $7 trillion a day traded in the foreign exchange market. 7 trillion, almost 7 trillion a day. All right. Over 80% is traded during this 12-hour time frame, from 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. Half the day, over 80%, so over $5.6 trillion is traded during this time frame right here. All right. That's why we call it the money zone, because you want to know when the money is traded, because you want to trade with the money. As you see here, outside the money zone, it doesn't move much. Inside the money zone, it moves a lot. Outside, it doesn't move much. Inside, it moves a lot. So you want to be able to trade when the money is trading, because that gives you the highest probability of chance of catching the trade in the right direction to give you the amount of pips you want to make the profits you need, on a daily basis, whatever that may be. All right. All right. So that's why we want to trade during the money zone time frame. All right. And we've got, so it's 9:30 here, Central Standard Time, which means that if we're on the 15-minute, if we're on a 15-minute chart, let's go to the 15-minute chart. All right. So in 2.5 hours from now, it'll be money zone time to start. The start of money zone in 2.5 hours. All right. 2.5. So whatever time it is, wherever you're at, 2.5 hours from now. So you want to go 2.5 hours from now with the vertical, with this, you can select this little cursor right here and scroll over 2.5 hours. Like right now it's at 5:30. So 2.5 hours would be 0800 for me. So whatever your broker says right now, add 2.5 hours to it. So whatever this candle is right now on the 15-minute chart, add 2.5 hours, and that's the start of the money zone. Add 12 hours to that time frame, and you get the end of the money zone. All right, you get the end of the money zone. All right, that's how that works, and that is AIRO. Let me show you real quick how to get into this thing with the actual VPS, so that you guys can, for those who want to actually use the actual VPS. All right, and it's highly recommended by everyone, to use the VPS. To use the remote desktop, just because it's a better user experience. All right, let's see here. So share screen with you guys. Here is what the remote desktop looks like. So on my computer, this is what the remote desktop version looks like on my computer. All right, this is what it looks like. And so what I want to do is I want to go here and select new. Remember, I showed you guys exactly where to go to get those, the login information. Show you guys where to get that. All right, don't show anybody. So when you would come here, it's going to ask you for connection name. I call mine AP because I have my own personal VPS, and then I also have the Auvoria Prime VPS. So you can call it AP or Auvoria Prime, whatever you want to call it. This is just the nickname you want to give the actual VPS. Next, it's going to ask you for your PC name. That is the IP address. So you want to select the IP address. Remember, it's going to give you a username, an IP address, and a password. You want to type in the IP address here. And then in the username, type in trader here, and then password, put your password here. I recommend you copy and paste it because it's case sensitive and letter sensitive. You know, L's look like I's. You know, whatever the case may be. Once you've done that, you hit OK or close it. I got a Mac, close it, and then you'll see it pop up here. And then all you do is double click on it. Select continue. Let me see. Make sure I guess you guys can't see that. Let me get that fixed real quick. So we'll stop sharing that, and then we'll share. And once you log into it, it's going to look like this. All right. Same setup, guys. Same setup. All right. And you do the exact same thing in here. You want to save your templates with the same settings. Save the software with the same settings. That way, let me load template. I'm gonna load the default. Open. I'm gonna add AIRO v 3.1 on top. All that's set up. Good. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. All right. And I'm gonna save this template. Select OK. Go through the restrictions. I'm gonna save it as AIRO. Hit save. That's fine. And there it is. Now I've got it set up on my VBS. Now, as you guys can see here, when I say a better user experience, look at the chart. It's a bigger screen. It's going to be faster for you. So you want to make sure you go through your remote desktop connection. So use the remote desktop connection. All right. Use that to get set up. All right. Once that is set up there, you're good to go. You are good to go. So let me check some Q&A real quick before we move on. You don't open up a live account with the AIRO software, guys. So what you want to do is you want to open up a live account through a broker. If you don't have a broker, send me. I'm gonna send you guys my Instagram and my Telegram. So at Nate Got the Bag. All right, that is my. You can find me on Instagram at Nate Got the Bag. You can find me on Telegram at Nate Got the Bag, and I can let you guys know which brokers that I recommend. I can't do it publicly, but I can do it privately. That way you can go onto their website. You can set up a live account with that broker and get set up. Anytime I do this call right here on Mondays or on Sundays, and we're doing it today because of the Super Bowl for those who are jumping on late. Anytime I jump on these calls, I always go onto my demo account because I'm gonna show you guys how to make trades, show you how to set up the software. That way I'm not risking any real money. So I don't risk my real money when I'm just showing you guys how to use the software. Now, when I do my live trading calls, then I'm on the real account. All right. Yes, the money zone is always 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. No, you do not worry about your time. You need to convert 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central Standard Time to whatever your broker's time zone is. Do not worry about what time zone you live in. It will automatically be correct. All right. It will automatically be correct for wherever you live. All right, Bob. Let's see here. You need to delete. Right. All right, guys. So that's a couple quick questions we've already talked about. Let me go back into the charts real quick here. And we will go over how to trade with AIRO. All right, the basics. All right, so now that we've set up everything, guys, all right, what we're going to do now is we're going to go over what a pip is, how to count pips, your lot sizes, and then how to place a trade, how to set your stop loss, how to set your take profit. All right, and then we'll be done. So we're going to go over the basics. That way you guys can have all the information you need. And again, ask the questions, but if you're not getting it, make sure you watch the recording. All right, the recording will be out tomorrow. Matter of fact, you can go into the AIRO announcements channel on Telegram or go to Auvoria Prime, go to their YouTube channel, and you'll be able to find all my past recordings. So you can go back and watch. I repeat the same information over and over again every Sunday night, so that you guys can watch the recordings and go back and use those to pause and do whatever you need to do if you're not catching on as fast as I'm talking here. All right. So first things first, we're going to talk about what is a pip. So a pip stands for price interest point. That is how you count movement in price. So this chart is the GBP USD chart, the Great Britain pound US dollar chart. So what this currency pair is doing is it's measuring the Great Britain pound versus the US dollar. All right. So if price is going up, that means the Great Britain pound is getting stronger against the US dollar. If price is going down, that means the Great Britain pound is getting weaker versus the US dollar. All right. So pips are all counted based on price, as you see here on the side. Price is here on the side. And let me pull up another one here for you real quick. There's two types. All right. There are two types here. All right, as you can see here, with this pair, this is the Great Britain Pound Japanese Yen, GBP JPY. You see that numbers look a little different. So we'll talk about the differences. All right. Now, the rule for counting pips is if there are 2 or 3 numbers after the decimal place, the second digit is the pip. So as you can see here, we have 3 numbers after the decimal place, which means what? Means the second digit is the pip. So let's go ahead and type that up for you real quick here. That way you guys can see this here and have a screenshot for you. If there are 2 or 3 numbers after the decimal, then the second digit is the pip. All right. Uh-oh, it's a little short. Let me. Let's do this then. All right, if there are 2 or 3 numbers after the decimal, then use second digit. So we'll pick one. We'll pick this one right here, 144.865. That's going to be our guinea pig today. All right, that's going to be the guinea pig today. So let's type that one out. All right. So 144.865. That is the current price that we're going to use as our guinea pig today. All right. And I'll explain what I mean. All right. So 144.865. Now, $144.865 to 144.875 is 1 pip up. All right. So a price goes from 144.865 to 144.875. That is 1 pip up because the second number after the decimal place is the pip. All right. And if it goes the opposite direction, then that's 1 pip down. 144.865 to 144.855 is 1 pip down. All right, so when you're counting your pips, if price goes from 144.865 to 144.855, that's 1 pip down. All right, 1 pip down. All right, now let's go 10 pips. Just like you learned in math in class, just carry it to 0. I'm gonna carry it to 1. So 144.865 to 144.965 is 10 pips up. All right, second digit is the pip. But if you're going past 9, so to 10, you round up. So it's 965, 865. All right. And the same thing going the other way. 144.865 to 144.765 is 10 pips down. All right. 10 pips down. All right. And that's because we're using the second number after the decimal place because we have 2 or 3 numbers after the decimal. Now let's go to another pair, GBP USD. Actually, let me go back here. Go ahead if you need to. Take a copy, take a screenshot, take a picture of that if you need to. All right. And let's go to GBP USD, the first one we started off with. And we'll do the same thing here because you see this one has 5 numbers after the decimal place. So the rule of thumb with this is if there are 4 or 5 numbers after the decimal place, then the 4th digit is the pip. So it's really easy. Either the second digit or the 4th digit. If there's 2 or 3, second digit. If there's 4 or 5, 4th digit. All right. Now, this is only for Forex pairs. If you're trading anything else, cryptocurrency, indices, gold, oil, they're different. But as a beginner, you should be starting off with what? You should be starting off with Forex pairs. All right. So we're going to use, let me write this out here. If 4, 5 numbers after the decimal, use the 4th digit. All right. If there are 4 or 5 numbers after the decimal place, use the 4th digit. That's your pip. All right. All right. So we're going to use 1.37440. All right. 1.37440. Okay. That's our guinea pig for this example here. 5 numbers after the decimal place. All right. So 1.37440 to 1.37450 is 1 pip up. Because the 4th number is the decimal. I mean, is the pip. So 3744, that last 4. 3745. It went up 1 pip. 1.37440 to 1.37430 is 1 pip down. All right. 44 minus 1 is 43. All right. All right, next. Oh, typo there. So 1.37440 to 1.37540 is 10 pips up. All right, cool. 1.37440 to 1.37540 is 10 pips up, 10 up. All right. And last but not least, 1.37440 to 1.37340 is 10 pips down. All right. Go ahead, write that down, guys. That is how you count the pips. That is how you count pips. All right. Now, this is important because counting pips will also help you to understand how much money you're making depending on what lot size you're using. So we'll talk about lot size next. Also, to make things easy so you don't have to keep track of it, I've included what's called an AIRO pip counter here. So you see mine says AIRO pip 0. So as you enter into a trade, if price goes the wrong way, it'll tell you how many pips in the negative you are. If it goes the right way, it'll tell you how many pips in the positive you are. So we'll show you what it looks like here in a second. All right. So now that we know how to count pips, next is lot size. All right, so lot size. We'll do lot size here. There are 3 types of lot sizes. So the first one is the micro lot. It's written as 0.01 to 0.09. It is a 10-cent lot. So, all right. And I'll write this out so you guys can take pictures. But then also when you come back and watch the recording, you can actually see something visually that we can have something to write down if you want to take notes. So a micro lot is written as 0.01 to 0.09. That is, 0.01 is a 10-cent lot size. All right. 0.09 is a 90-cent lot size. All right. That's 10 cents to 90 cents. So if you use a 0.05, that's a 50-cent lot size. Now, why do you use certain lot sizes? I recommend, and this is my recommendation, when it comes to proper risk management, so that you definitely don't use too high of a lot size that would potentially blow your account. I recommend using a 0.01 lot size for every $100 in your account. Put that right here. I recommend using a 0.01 lot size for every $100 in your account. All right, so if you have $200 in your account, use a 0.02 lot size. If you have $500 in your account, use a 0.05 lot size. If you have $1,000 in your account, use a 0.1 lot size. Now, that's past 0.09. So that takes us to our next what? To our next lot size, which is called the mini lot. Mini lot is written as 0.1 to 0.99, $1 lot size. All right, so the mini lot is written as 0.1 to 0.99. 0.1 is a $1 lot size. All right, $1. So every pip up or down is $1. All right, 0.99 is $9.90. All right, $9.90. All right, and then last but not least, my favorite is what's called the standard lot. Standard lot is written as 1.00 to infinity. $10 lot size. All right, boom. Standard lot, 1.00 to infinity. Now I say infinity because the more money you have in your account, the bigger the lot size you can put on. I've seen a bank put on a 100,000 lot size. That is a $1 million per pip trade. So for every pip price moved, that was $1 million for them because they've got all your money sitting in the bank. They have unlimited resources. All right, unlimited resources. Now, standard lot, a 1.00 standard lot is a $10 lot size. All right, and then so forth and so on. If you use a 1.50, that's a $15 lot size. So every pip move will be 15 bucks. All right. To use a standard lot, I recommend having at least a $10,000 account. All right. And the reason why I recommend the 0.01 lot size for every $100 in your account is because if you do that ratio, you will have to lose 1,000 pips before you lose all your money. So you give yourself a lot of breathing room to make mistakes, but then also when you start to figure things out, you start catching pips, making money, make it back up. All right. And you don't have to worry about blowing your money in 2 or 3 trades. You want to be able to survive for the long haul. So you want to use proper risk management because you will not win every trade. I've been trading for over about 5 years now in Forex and over 14 years in just all financial markets. I've never won every trade. I've lost in every different industry I've traded in because that's part of the nature of the game. You're going to lose. But as long as you're managing your risk, you're good. You want to manage your risk. All right. Manage your risk. Because if you're taking trades and losing them in big amounts, and then you use a smaller amount to win, in the end, you're going to lose. But if you're being consistent using the same amount and you get to the point where you start winning more, but when you do lose, because it's going to happen, you're going to lose little. Therefore, it will not affect your account as much as if you would have lost big by not using proper risk management. All right. Now, let's place a trade. Next is how do you place a trade? Or before I go there, let me check the Q&A real quick. Let me check the Q&A. Got a few questions here. Guys, do not change anything when it comes to the money zone. I don't care where you live in the world. You need to convert 12 a.m. Central Standard Time to 12 p.m. Central Standard Time to whatever your broker's time zone is. That's it. Nothing else, nothing more. Do not worry about where you live at. It will be correct if you can do that, make that conversion. All right. Someone asked about a delay in the alerts. So there is not a delay in the alerts. When the candle closes, then the arrow will point to that candle and it will automatically be on the next candle. So that's not a delay. That's how the software is created. There is no delay in the alerts. All right. Someone asked, does my computer have to stay on to get alerts to my phone? No, that is why we use the VPS. So you're paying for the virtual private server, the VPS, which is a virtual computer, which always stays on. All right, so it will always send alerts to your computer, to your phone. We already went over the money zone setup, so please rewatch the video when it comes out. And we're going to move along, to ensure everyone else gets the rest of the information, for the time frame we have. But we already went over that. All right. So let's get back into the charts real quick. Next, we're going to show how to actually take a trade. How do you take a trade? So the easiest way to take a trade is by using the one-click button. So you want to right-click on the black of the screen and come to one-click trading. Right-click on the black of the screen. You get this menu chart here. Select one-click trading. You get this icon up here in the top left hand of the screen. It's going to always be there. If you do not see this on certain pairs, that means your broker does not allow you to trade that currency pair or that asset class, whatever it is. All right. Some brokers don't let you trade everything. If they don't, you need to find another broker. Contact me. All right. Because some people will put this up here and it'll be grayed out. It should not be grayed out for you. All right. Now, next is we'll go over what this one click button does. Number one is you have the sell side, you have the buy side, and then in the middle, you have what's called the, this is where you place your lot size. So we're going to look at my demo account. I have $3,828 in my demo account. All right. So that is going to be a 0.01 for every $100. So I'm going to be using a 0.38. 0.38. All right. That's the lot size I will use for this $3,800 account. All right. Price is trending up. So I'm going to select buy. All right. Watch the strategies in the back office so that you understand why you buy, why you sell. There's different strategies. As you can see, as I put buy in, it tells me AIRO pips. Overall, I'm at -2. And then it has a green GBP USD here and says -2. Now, what this green means is that I am in a buy on this currency pair. I am currently buying this currency pair, GBP USD. If I hit sell, it comes up. You see GBP USD is now red and it says -2. All right. One is green, one is red. If it's green, that means you're currently in a buy for that pair. If it's red, you're currently in a sell for that pair. All right. That's what that means. All right. To close it out, you want to close it out. What you want to do is you want to come here, right underneath charts. You have a blue and white little piece of paper icon that says terminal. Select that. It brings up all you, and you come over and make sure you select trade in the bottom left-hand corner. It will show you all of your open trades. And you can simply see your order number for both of them, what time you got into the trade. Is it a buy or sell? What lot size? What currency pair or symbol? Because some of them are not, you're not going to always trade currency pairs. What price you got in at, what your stop loss is, what your take profit is, what the current price is, your commissions. This is what the brokers get paid out. You know, no matter what, they make money whether you make money or lose money. That's how the brokers get paid. Whether you're trading forex or you're trading stocks, whatever, brokers have to make money. So that's where they charge a commission for each trade you put on. And the commission will get bigger and bigger depending on the lot size you use. So the bigger the lot size, the bigger the commission. The smaller the lot size, the smaller the commission. All right. And then over here, you see your profit. -570, -684. Together, you're like, well, why is it -$17? That doesn't add up. Well, they're adding in the commission. So there's $3.80 of commission they add in here. So I'm -380. So that's why I have a bigger overall loss here than I do together, combined, if you add it up. So I'm going to close out the sale because we're in a buy trend. All right. I'm going to close it out. And let's close out that sale. All right. And we'll close this out right here. Now, what I want to do is show you guys how to set the easy way to set your take profit and your stop loss. We are in a buy, so we want price to go up. So our take profit will always be above us. If we were in a sale, our take profit will be below us. All right. So since we're in a buy, we want price to go up. So our take profit will be above us. Our stop loss will be below us. Our stop loss is another level of risk management. It allows us to, if the trade goes too far the wrong way, it automatically closes us out so we don't keep losing money. All right. So to set your stop loss, because we're in a sale and we're in a buy, to set your stop loss, you want to put your mouse on the green dotted line. That's your entry. You see it says drag to modify. You want to click and hold and drag down. And you can see here, you're dragging it. All right. And you can see here, it tells you over here, your order number. It says SL for stop loss. It tells you how much you would lose at this price point, and it tells you how many pips. So it says -312 pips. That is really -31.2. All right. That third number is a decimal. So it's -31.2. So I'll leave it right there. All right. And now it's set. And if you come back to the terminal, you'll see what? Your stop loss is set. All right. And then we do the same thing for take profit. Put our mouse on it, drag to modify, click it, hold it, drag it up, let go, come back, select, and there it is. Stop loss set, take profit set. And we are now good to go. So if price gets above this red line, this top line up top above us, we automatically close out in profit. If it hits this line first, we close out in the negative. All right. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's how you count your pips. That's how you set your stop loss and what each stop loss stands for as far as their value, and then how you set the take profit and stop loss. All right. Last but not least, we'll go over strategy number 1, so you guys understand how to trade that, and then we'll be done for this call. I'll answer some more questions, and then we'll close it out. So strategy number 1 is the strategy number 1 for a reason. It's the foundation of the AIRO software. It is the bag entry. All right. It is the bag entry method. Bag, as you guys know, is slang for getting paid, get money. But for me, with AIRO, bag stands for bounce, AIRO, go. Bounce, AIRO, go. All right. Now, what does bounce, AIRO, go mean? All right. So there's 3 steps to trading strategy number 1. Step number 1 is to we always trade on the 15-minute chart. So right here, where you see it says M1, M5, M15, so forth and so on. These are time frames. What these are showing time frames are of these candlesticks. So I'm on the M15. So every candlestick took 15 minutes to form. So for this candlestick to stop and form and move to this candlestick was 15 minutes. All right. Now we know that we're going to trade from the M15. Now you can trade from different time frames. And again, watch the videos in the back office. I'll show you where to find those at before we get off. Watch those videos. All right. So strategy number 1 is 3 steps. Step number 1, zoom out all the way. So we zoom out all the way until it's grayed out, and you want to count your zones. Do you have more green or more red zones? As you can see here, we have more green zones than red zones. Therefore, what? Therefore, we are in a buy trend. If there are more green zones than red zones, price is overall heading up. If there are more red zones than green zones, price is overly heading down. All right, so since there's more green zones than red zones, we are only looking for buys. Only looking for buys. All right, only looking for buys. Buys and buys only. All right. If it were the opposite, we would only be looking for sales. All right. If they are the same, if you have the same number of zones, then what? Then you want to find the 2 middle zones, the bottom, the middle green one, the middle red one, and you want to count your pips in between. If there are more than 50 pips in between, you can take trades in both directions. Only if their zones are the exact same. All right. Only if the zones are the exact same. All right. All right, let's get this set up here. Now we know that. All right. So we know we're green zones. We have more green zones than red zones. So guess what? That means we're only looking to take buy trades. All right. Now, because we always want to trade with 2 things. We always want to trade with the trend. So if the overall trend is up, you want to trade with the trend. If the overall trend is down, you want to trade with the trend down. Overall trend is up. So we want to trade, only take buys. All right. We're only looking for buys. Is there ways to understand when to take trades the opposite direction? Yes. But if you're not experienced enough, stick with strategy number 1 and master that strategy until you understand what it is you're doing and you get consistent doing so. There are a lot of people that make a lot of money only using strategy number 1. And I mean, there are individuals that are trading with 6-figure accounts that are making, 4 and 5 figures per day trading with strategy number 1. All right. So with that being said, step 2 is, now that you know what direction you're trading in, we're trading up, then you want to do what? You want to then look for the money zone. So I'm going to go off of this example here because this is current day. So you want to trade only in the money zone. All right. Why? Well, like step number one, you only want to trade with the trend. Well, the second thing you want to also trade with is you only want to trade with the money, like we talked about, in the money zone. So only trade with the money. All right. So we're trading with the trend. So we're only going to take buy trades, and we're only going to take buy trades inside the money zone. All right. Step three is only take bag entry trades in the direction of the trend inside the money zone. So what does that mean? What does bag mean? Bounce, arrow, go. So what you're waiting for, like we talked about, when the ball drops and hits the floor, it bounces off the floor. When it hits the ceiling, it bounces off the ceiling. That's the bounce. So price is the ball. Price came down, bounced off of the floor, it went up. You got an arrow, bounce, arrow. You get in on this candle right here, go. It ran up 24 pips. The goal is to catch 20 pips on your take profit, 40 pips, stop loss. All right. So watch strategy video number one, and you understand. I'll demonstrate that over and over again in that video, and give you all the take profit and stop loss rules. And that's it, guys. That's how it works. Bounce off of support, off the floor, head up, get an up arrow, get in, 20 pips. All right. Now, there's only 3 ways to get out the trade. Number one, if you're in the trade and an opposite colored zone pops up, so it bounced off the green and you're heading up. If you get a red zone or the ceiling pops up while you're in the trade, immediately exit the trade. All right. Number two, if price goes the opposite direction and hit your stop loss, it'll take you out the trade. And then if price goes all the way up and hit your take profit, it'll exit you out the trade. So those are the only 3 ways and the only 3 reasons you get out of a trade, unless you just can't watch the chart and you want to close the trade out because you don't want to have an open trade, while you're busy doing something else. But those are the only 3 reasons we get out of trades. It hits take profit, it hits stop loss, or it hits an opposite colored zone. All right. Now, over 90% of the time, you're going to close your trade out before it hits stop loss. Very rarely do trades go and hit 40 pips negative. All right. Very rarely. Most of the time, you're going to close the trade out early because the opposite zone pops up. All right. When it comes to taking a loss, or you might even be in a small profit. You might be up here and it closes up here, a zone pops up, and you're like, oh, let me get out, and I'm up. So, let's see here. Yeah, that's it. That is it. Let me check the Q&A real quick. All right, someone asked about how do we get alerts. All right, great question. Let's go over that real quick. So, all right, so let's go over how to get alerts real quick. All right, you see, first of all, we talked about it when you set up your alerts. When you first put it on, you make sure everything was true and true. All right. So you remember here, you made sure everything was true and true. If that's true, you're gonna get alerts. You're gonna get this alert right here. This is a desktop alert. There are 2 types of alerts you can get: desktop alerts, and you can also get the alerts sent to your phone. All right. Now, next is your phone. To get alerts to your phone, you need to do what? You need to download the MetaTrader 4 app on your phone MT4, Meta Trader 4 app. Same like the desktop. You just need to download the app version on your phone. All right. Once you have downloaded that, you want to do this next. So next you want to go to tools, come down to options. You want to come over here to notifications. I'm already there. And you want to select enable push notifications. When you do that, where it says Meta Quotes ID, inside your MetaTrader 4 app, you want to go to settings, and then you want to go to chat and messages. Settings, and then chat and messages. Once you go to settings and then chat and messages, you're going to have at the very bottom of the screen a My Meta Quotes ID number. All right. You type that Meta Quotes ID number in here, you select test, and it's going to send you a test notification right here. That way you know you're connected. All right. Then every time you receive that desktop alert, it will also send it to your phone. Now, to make sure you receive these alerts, you want to make sure what? You want to make sure that your phone is set to notifications. So go inside of your notifications settings for your phone and turn on notifications for the MetaTrader 4 app. All right. Otherwise, you're not going to receive you. They're going to be sent to the app, but it won't notify you on your phone. All right. So you want to turn that on. That way you can receive the notifications to your phone. That's it. Pretty easy to set up. Pretty easy to set up. All right. After that, that was pretty much it, guys. That's how you set notifications. Again, this call has been recorded many times. So if you go onto the Auvoria Prime YouTube channel, you can find all my past recordings. They will be called the AIRO Developer Insights call. All right. Also, my live trading sessions are on there. The live trading sessions are a little longer. They're about 3 hours. The Insights developer calls, they're about an hour to an hour and a half, and you can fast forward to those a little easier. All right. So that's what you want to do there to make sure you get all the information you need to. So if you want to rewatch everything, you can do so. I will be back on tomorrow night, well, more or less Wednesday morning at 1 a.m. Central Standard Time for the live trading session. All right, live trading session. Let me check, see if we got any more Q&A. VPS should take 30 minutes to an hour. If it's been past an hour and you have not received your VPS doesn't work, submit a ticket. All right, submit a ticket, but it should take only 30 minutes to an hour. If that, sometimes it's faster. All right. Yeah, no problem, guys. No problem. No problem. The software does not work on MT5, and Auvoria Prime does not use MT5, MT4 only. So you'll need to start using MT4. No, alerts are all the same. Some strategies use alerts, some don't. Watch the videos. Let me show you guys where that's at. So let me log into. Let me guys go back to my. Where is it at? Okay, here we go. We'll go back to my internet here. I'm going to go back to. We'll go back to the Auvoria Prime website, and we're going to go to AP Academy. All right, you go to AP Academy. All right. You want to select My First Steps. And I'll show you how to walk you through real quick what you need to do. And again, all this has a lot of information as well about your VPS and all that. So you want to come down here, you want to go through the module here with My First Steps, go through all those videos. And then module 2, My Education, you want to go through all those videos. And then next, you want to come to module 3, My Product Setup. All right, My Product Setup. In My Product Setup, you scroll down here. And go through this here as well. Once you've gone through My Product Setup, all right, you now can select up here in the top right-hand corner, My Products. When you select My Products, you scroll down here and look, there it is. You are enrolled with AIRO. All All right, now you can go to Access Setup Course. You go through this here, and everything is here. You got the overview of AIRO. You have the setup and access your VPS videos here. You have me explaining how to set up AIRO once again here, and then all the strategies, all the way 1 through 8, parts 1 and 2. Strategy number 9 should be out. I'm waiting for them to upload it. Strategy number 9 should be out. And that's 2-part video for strategy number 9 as well. All right. Let me send a message about strategy number 9. All right. But there'll be 10 strategies here. So all 10 will be loaded, will be here. This is where you find all the content about AIRO you need here. This is where I walk you through every strategy, the setup, how to take this, trades. I show you examples. I tell you to take profit, stop loss. If there is no exact take profit, stop loss, then I'll show you where to put your stop loss at. Pay attention to that. That's in strategy video number 2. All right. But everything's here you need. All right. Let me check the Q&A one more time. The name on YouTube is the name of the company you signed up with. Auvoria Prime, guys. Auvoria Prime. Those are different strategies. They're not just the bag strategy. They're all different strategies. This system is not one strategy. There's multiple strategies, guys. Multiple strategies. Yes, at Nate Got the Bag is how you find me on Instagram and Telegram. That is correct. All right, guys. So we're about an hour and 10 in. No more questions in the Q&A or the chat. I'll go ahead and call it quits for the night. Again, there's going to be a recording. Please go back and watch that if you need any more questions answered. Or if you get on the calls, any of the live calls, someone can help you out on the live calls as well. You're going to trade tonight. Make sure you trade responsibly. And I'll see you guys in the funny papers.